Hello and welcome to Sustaining of the Good Old Japan, the podcast where we talk about how Japan manages its natural resources for a sustainable future. If your name is B, then wasabi. I can't see. Oh, I'm Alex, the host, with our very special guest, Carter. Thank you for joining us, Carter. Thanks.
Yep, no problemo. I'm excited to discuss the good old Japan with you. I can't wait to talk about Japan's resource management strategies and how they are sustainable from now and the future.
To get this thing moving, let's start with an overview of Japan. Japan is a nation full of islands in the good old Eastern Asia. Japan is known for its advanced technology, culture, and unique challenges with its area. With limited resources, Japan has had to develop innovative strategies to manage its forests, soil, agriculture, mining, water, and atmosphere while balancing industrial growth and making sure the environment is kept safe. Japan sure has a lot on their plate.
They sure have had a lot on their plate, but they keep eating and eating. Japan has built a strong environmental policy that prioritizes sustainability, efficiency, and long-term planning, despite its resource constraints. Now, let's dive right into Japan's forest management.
Will do. Make sure you have a snorkel for diving. Japan is actually one of the most forested nations in the world, with about 67% of its land covered 67% of its land covered in trees that make up forests. How does Japan make sure they have sustainable management of these forests?
Good question. Japan follows strict forest management policies, emphasizing reforestation and conservation. There is such thing called a Forest Act. A Forest Act requires responsible logging and replanting, while government incentives encourage private forest owners to maintain their land sustainability. Additionally, Japan actively promotes a community-based forestry where local groups help manage the forest to enhance biodiversity.
I have 3 questions for you on Japan's soil management. My first is, what are the key challenges Japan faces in maintaining soil fertility and preventing soil erosion?
Japan faces many challenges with maintaining soil fertility, but I'll just give you the 5 main reasons. Numero uno, Japan has steep topography and erosion. A significant area of Japan's land is mountains. This makes the land very likely to have soil erosion. Number 2, intensive land use. Japan's limited amount of usable land is used very harshly and intensively for agriculture. Number 3, acidic soils. Many of Japan's soils are naturally acidic and lack nutrients, requiring careful management. Number 4, land conversion. Rapid urbanization has led to the loss of fertile land, which reduces the area of sustainable soil management. And last but not least, number 5, climate change impact is unpredictable with weather patterns and rising temperatures contribute to soil degradation and erosion.
My second question is, how do traditional Japanese agriculture practices such as terracing and crop rotation contribute to effective soil management?
Wow, you are just full of good questions. Why aren't you?
I am.
Terracing is made up of 3 key components: erosion control, water retention, and soil enrichment. Erosion control is how terraces reduce soil erosion by slowing the water runoff. Water retention is the step-like structure of terraces that help retain water. Soil enrichment prevents soil loss and helps maintain nutrient-rich topsoil. The next practice, crop rotation, is also made up of 3 components: nutrient balance, pest and disease control, and soil structure improvement. Nutrient balance is the rotation of crops which help prevent nutrients from depleting. Pest and disease control is how changing crops disrupt pest and disease cycles. And soil structure improvement shows how certain crops, such as legumes, fix nitrogen levels in the soil.
Oh, I think I do get it now. My third and last question is, what government policies or initiatives exist in Japan to promote sustainable soil management and combat soil degradation?
There are 6 policies that Japan has implemented. Number 1, the Basic Law on Food, Agricultural, and Rural Areas. This encourages sustainable agricultural practices to maintain soil fertility and productivity, and supports farmers in adopting eco-friendly practices. Number 2, the Soil Conservation and Greenland Conservation Act. This aims to prevent soil erosion and degradation through land use planning, reforestation, and erosion control projects. Number 3, Agro-Environmental Direct Payment Program. This offers financial incentives to farmers who adopt environmentally friendly farming methods such as reduced pesticide and fertilizer use, crop rotation, and cover cropping. Number 4, promotion of organic and sustainable farming. Japan promotes organic farming through the Japanese Agricultural Standards Organic Certification, which encourages soil-friendly agricultural practices like composting and reduced chemical dependency. Number 5, reforestation initiatives help stabilize slopes, reducing the risk of landslides and soil loss. Number 6, technological and research support. Japan's Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries invests in research on soil conservation, regenerative agriculture, and new farming technologies to improve soil health.
All these tie in closely with agriculture. How does Japan's limited arable land impact its agriculture production and food security?
Japan's limited arable land, which accounts for only about 12% of its total land area, significantly impacts its agricultural production and food security. With a dense population and mountainous terrain, Japan faces challenges in producing enough food domestically to meet demand. As a result, the country relies heavily on food imports, with over 60% of its food supply coming from other nations. The small-scale nature of Japanese farms limits large-scale agricultural production, making it difficult to compete with global markets.
Another question about agriculture is, what are the main crops grown in Japan, and how do traditional farming techniques contribute to their cultivation? Take it away.
Rice is the most important and widely grown crop in Japan, serving as a staple food in the Japanese diet. Other major crops include wheat, barley, soybeans, and various fruits and vegetables such as daikon radish and sweet potatoes. Traditional farming techniques such as terracing in mountainous regions and crop rotation help maximize limited arable land while preserving soil fertility. Additionally, organic fertilizers, natural pest control methods, and careful water management, including the use of irrigation systems like paddy fields, contribute to the sustainable crop cultivation in Japan.
Still staying on the topic of agriculture, I have one last question. Okay. How is Japan integrating modern technology such as robotics and smart farming to improve agriculture efficiency and sustainability?
Japan is integrating modern technology such as robotics and smart farming to address labor shortages and enhance agricultural efficiency. Automated machines, including robotic harvesters and self-driving tractors, help reduce reliance on aging farming workforce. Smart farming techniques such as AI-driven monitoring systems and precision agriculture optimize water usage, soil health, and crop yields. Additionally, vertical farming and hydroponics allow for year-round production in controlled environments, promoting sustainability and reducing dependence on limited arable land.
That's fascinating. Japan always has a sensational vibe. Now let's talk about mining management. Japan is not rich in mineral resources and relies heavily on imports. How does it handle domestic mining operations?
Japan has limited mineral resources and relies heavily on imports for materials like iron, coal, and rare earth metals. However, the country has implemented strict regulations to minimize environmental damage from mining. It also invests in recycling technologies such as extracting rare metals from electronic waste, reducing dependency on traditional mining and lowering environmental impact. Japan's mining industry is relatively small but highly regulated. The country focuses on recycling metals from waste to reduce dependence on foreign imports, and the government also enforces strict environmental guidelines for existing mines to minimize pollution and land degradation. Japan's innovation in urban mining and recovering valuable metals from discarded electronics sets an example for resource use.
Speaking of resources, water management is another critical area. How does Japan ensure a sustainable water supply?
As a nation with high rainfall and numerous rivers, Japan has developed a sophisticated water management system. Dams, reservoirs, and advanced irrigation techniques help regulate water supply for agriculture and urban use. To combat water pollution, strict wastewater treatment regulations are enforced, and innovative desalination and rainwater harvesting methods are increasingly adopted to ensure a sustainable water supply. Japan has an advanced water management system. Rainwater harvesting is used to supplement its supply, and the strict water conservation policies that regulate industrial and domestic use of water are making sure it is used correctly. Additionally, Japan invests in cutting-edge wastewater treatment technology to make sure there is clean and reusable water, reducing environmental impact.
That is fantastic to hear. Another crucial aspect is atmosphere management, especially given Japan's industrialization. How does the country control air pollution?
Japan has strict air quality regulations under the Air Pollution Control Act, which mandates emission limits for industries and vehicles. The government promotes renewable energy, electric vehicles, and hydrogen technology to reduce carbon emissions. Additionally, cities like Tokyo implement green initiatives such as increasing urban green spaces and reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Japan has made significant strides in air quality management, strict emission controls, clean energy policies, and investment in public transportation that help reduce air pollution. The country is also a leader in renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power. The government has committed to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050, with efforts focused on expanding green energy initiatives and promoting energy-efficient technologies.
Finally, let's discuss Japan's environmental policy as a whole. How does Japan approach long-term sustainability?
Japan follows a comprehensive environmental policy framework that integrates climate change mitigation, waste management, and renewable energy development. The basic environmental act sets national sustainability goals, while initiatives like the circular economy strategy promote waste reduction and recycling. Japan also actively participates in international agreements such as the Paris Agreement to address global environmental challenges. Japan has a strong environmental policy framework guided by laws such as the Basic Environment Law and the Act on the Promotion of Global Warming Countermeasures. The country is a signatory to international agreements like the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. Additionally, Japan has been investing in circular economy strategies, emphasizing waste reduction, recycling, and sustainable manufacturing.
That is massive. Some may say, Shoganormous. It's clear that Japan takes resource management seriously, implementing policies that balance economic growth with environmental responsibility. Thank you, Carter, for sharing such valuable insights.
My pleasure. Also, by the way, good joke. Shoganormous. That's a funny one. Japan strategies offer valuable lessons on sustainable development, and I hope other nations can learn from its example.
That's all for today's episode of Sustaining Japan. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to subscribe and tune in next time for more insights into global sustainability. Until then, stay informed and stay green. And remember, you are the soy to my sauce.
Final